परफेक्ट. थैंक यू सो मच अजिता जी, आपका बेहद दिल से हमेशा ही शुक्रिया बट बेहद दिल से शुक्रिया आपका इस पॉडकास्ट सीरीज में आने के लिए, जहाँ पे हम समझेंगे कि टचलेस फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट के उद्देश्य क्या है, ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है और कैसे हम उसको सुनिश्चित करें फॉर आवर फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट.
So let's start, Diksha, with the challenges that we were facing and we are facing still. We have not come yet over from that, the frightful, you can say a devastating demon it was. Why I'm using this particular demon term is because of the impact that it had on each and every human being. We had all grappled with a lot of health and personal loss, a lot of hard decisions were made. There were lots of job losses were there. Business conditions were going, bad to worse, and then people were nowhere to be seen. Okay, so that these all things typically has forced me to call it demon, and still we are grappling with it. We have not overcome this plot yet.
Yes.
So emotions apart, it has been a really challenging, I can say, a phase. When we all had this pandemic, it was all of a sudden something like this has happened after, I think, many years ago we had something like this. I think a pandemic was there, epidemic was there. Professionally, it had been a very big responsibility because of the concerns raised by the management and the staff that, you have to handle a lot of things, as in safety, the hygiene, those all pressures were there. We all used to do everything, day in and day out. But then this was something new in the sense we do not know what has to be done. Everyone was clueless at that point in time when it all started. Globally, you can say there were so many things which were coming up. People were experimenting with a lot of things which they could do. They were thinking this could be done or that could be done. So there was you can say a complete confusion which was created. And then as a professional, it was a big responsibility because of the concerns which were raised by the management and the staff.
Correct.
And these changes, I would say, were constant, and constant in the sense every other day you will have something new, coming up because of the guidelines, those guidelines which were being issued, and this has caused a lot of severity of the situation. And usual operations, whichever what we were handling, were all altered. And especially if I look at my own position as a head, it had bring about a lot. It asked for a lot of changes to be brought in relation to the employees' health and safety concerns. At that point in time, I was working for a travel destination management company, which you of course know that travel was drastically hit at that point in time.
Yes.
And our management, but I would like to say that they all held it up very strongly, and we all faced it direct with many changes adopted quickly. Globally, there was this organizational wide digitalization implemented, and we were all doing the business in that point in time, digital being embraced in a lot of operational aspects that we take. And then we have customers who are taking these travel from us, the itineraries, everything. This was all done by a digital mode. So that was done through this company that I was working for. But then we say that the SOPs which were made were all made in line. You can say we were all following that Ministry of Health guideline, which was always, a base for all of us to make the SOP. And we had always, we've always had this, managed between our, you can say, between our colleagues who are working in other organizations. They were also coming out with suggestions what they were implementing. These all things helped us, really to bridge those confusion, bridge those gaps that we were having in our organization. And as it was a global organization, whatever we were doing was in line with what is happening in our other part of the world. So this was a Spain-based company, so whatever is happening, so they had those guidelines prepared. We were also having that taken up here in domestically, but of course those guidelines regionally we have to take those kind of steps and mechanisms were there. Post lockdown we had initiated a lot of technological and non-tech related changes. Like we said, earlier also, there were this touchless things which were not there earlier. They were there, but it was not like fully fledged, or we can say like organizations might be using it. But then it was become a norm. We can say like a prerequisite now that we need to have a touchless facility. The moment you enter the gate, the main gate, you have to have something which is not, we are not touching anything, right?
Yes.
So that was a change that we all embraced, and then we had this. So for example, we had this touchless visitor access system, which was implemented. Then we had the record mechanism, which was manual earlier. So we can say like maybe the security was provided with a computer or desktop, that he is not open, or he is not open with that visitor who's coming there. The visitor entries were very restricted. Lockdown even we were like restricting the entries. Then we had removed all those biometric systems, that access systems which were there. So face recognition apps, those were implemented. Face recognition attendance systems were implemented. Then we had this touchless, you can say sanitizing days. Then those dispensers, food dispensers were there. And then we can say like operationally, we were having the employees who were there in that particular building. We were all having a staggered shift adopted. Then we had work from home thing was there earlier. Then we had gradually we started coming to office, and that's how we had to manage each and every aspect of our life at that point in time. We can say in office, or each in our homes. The seating arrangements in our offices were and you can say a seating plan entirely was implemented. So everything was changed at that point in time. And then there were these you can say cleaning regimes which we adopted, disinfection processes which were adopted, which were there, but then this was now become you can say a daily habit now. Everyone has to be there in a preventive maintenance mode. Be the single employee, be that that housekeeping janitor who's helping us in that achieving that safety and hygiene quotient. So we were all, you can say, working as one to achieve that kind of environment within our offices. Even outside, whenever we are traveling, we were adopting everything that we could to keep ourselves safe.
Very nice. अजीता जी, मैं बीच में मंद इसलिए मुस्कुरा रही थी क्योंकि आपने पूरा एजेंडा का आंसर दे दिया है. All right, but eventually बहुत अच्छा बोला आपने. मतलब मुझे लगा नहीं कि मुझे आपको कहीं कट करना चाहिए. It was beautiful flow.
Sorry, I was just in flow that time. It's so funny.
It's absolutely okay, Ajitha ji. Wonderfully answered. Okay, अब मुझे यहीं से थोड़ा हम अलग सेगमेंट में चलते हैं where कि अगर हम बात करें, जैसे आप तो फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट में आपने पूरा इंडस्ट्री देखा है, आप लीडर हो, बट उस सेगमेंट में जब हम बात करते हैं जेनिटर की या सुपरवाइजर, सब लोगों ने बोलते हैं यार ये नहीं सीख पाएगा. तो जब हम बात करते हैं डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, जो आपने बोला कि कोविड के बाद तो मैंडेटरी हो गया, तो वहाँ पे हमने सिखाने वाली जो चीज़ है, जो ट्रेनिंग का कॉन्सेप्ट है, नॉलेज ट्रेनिंग है, उसको हमने कैसे रखा?
When I'm talking about adopting something, so we definitely had these people, they are always on ground for us, and they are the people who will do all this for us. So we have to be really, we were all relying on these people to keep us safe. So the base is training. So that training was definitely needed to be provided. One, from the policy guideline, or you can say that policy framework that we were having, or that SOP framework that we were having. So that was a base for us to have these people also being trained on that aspect. Secondly, the facility management company, whoever the manpower providers who were there for us, so they were the people who took it up, in a very proactive manner to adopt whatever was there in that particular region. So I'm not talking about just Delhi or NCR, it is about like any other brand that we were having. So those all particular vendor people were being trained, and they were being taught like what needs to be done, how the PPE needs to be carried out. You are also handling this, and you are the one who are handling this, and you are open to this kind of a risk that you have to have the prevention mode also on all the time. So whenever you're doing premise, you are having a disinfection of the premise. What all steps you need to take care of? What all you can say those the chemicals that we used to have, we are using now also. We have to inform and impart that knowledge to them. What kind of chemicals needs to be used, what base the hard surfaces, those areas where what kind of surfaces has to be done with what chemical. So these kind of knowledge imparting, those knowledge sharing was definitely required to be given to these people. And now, like, you can now after this 1 year, what I see now 2022, people you can say if they are not at all have a degree or a diploma, or they have not even gone to school, but they understand what chemical they want to use, they have to use, and what kind of sanitization is required in the office. So it is all depending upon how you make them, acquainted with these kind of systems.
Okay. Ajitha ji, आपने हमें
I wanted to say one thing, but as I was sharing in one of your books only, that it cannot be completely foolproof when it comes to safe or hygiene concerns. So each individual, so let it be the janitor or the housekeeping person who is helping you out in getting your environment clean. But then that as a citizen, as an employee, we all are equally responsible, equally we shall be responsible for having this hygiene measures always followed.
Yes.
And it is not his responsibility for us for keeping us safe. It's our responsibility also.
Awesome. Ajitha जी, आपने अभी हमें बताया था आपने वन ऑफ दी स्टेटमेंट में कि जो हमारा फैसिलिटी है, जो भी आपकी बिल्डिंग है, वो पूरी तरीके से हम लोग एसओपी तो कर रहे हैं. आपने उसमें हमें बताया कि व्हाट कॉल इंटरनेशनल नेशनल एसओपी वी आर डूइंग. बट अगर हम बात करें डिजिटलाइजेशन, मतलब ऑब्वियसली मैं डिजिटल गेट्स तो लगा दूंगी, वो है मैनुअल डिजिटलाइजेशन वेयर नोबडी हैज़ टू डू इट. बट अगर हम गार्ड्स की बात करें, अपने जेनेटर्स की बात करें, सुपरवाइजर की बात करें, तो पहले वो बिल्कुल भी डिजिटल नहीं थे, बट अब उन्हें बोल दिया गया फ़ोन पकड़ो या कुछ भी है उसको सीखो. तो उस वाला जो पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट है वेयर डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नॉलेज इज इम्पॉर्टेंट, तो उसमें अगर आप हमें कुछ बता पाएं कि कितना समय लगता है, कितना ज़रूरी है कंपैशन के साथ सिखाना, और क्या आपकी उसमें राय होगी.
Though I have not handled something like this to train any you can say third party staff in just like security or a a housekeeping person to be adapted with the technological how we are advancing. I can't expect them to have that kind of a knowledge or the skill that we have. But what I feel is the basics that we have, the basic knowledge of having any system handled or managed can be taught to anyone. I mean, it is not very difficult for anybody to understand. As I have found your interactions, you do a lot of Hindi talking.
Yes,
right?
I do.
So that is something which cuts the barrier. Yes. That is definitely one point where you connect with these people who are not everyone is even 100% English speaking people. So they all have this Hindi, this native language that they have. So we have to connect with them in their own understandable language, and which a system, if we are not teaching them with some particular system, we can definitely have that kind of a training given to imparted to them in a language which they understand. And I don't think like it is a difficult task for anyone to grasp something which is new. Maybe there might be like percentage 10% of those people who will not understand, who will not grasp it the way we want. But it is not difficult. What I find that if we train them properly, they will get adapted to it.
Very nice Ajitha जी, I completely resonate with you. Reason is मैं भी यही सोचती हूँ कि अगर आप बहुत शिद्दत से सिखाओगे तो लोग सीख ही जाएंगे. तो लास्ट मैसेज अजिता जी आपके लिए बस एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी कि आप हमें कोई लास्ट मैसेज दें टू ऑल द फ्रेटर्निटी, इवन द मैनेजर्स, द लीडर्स एंड द पीपल हु रियली वांट टू मेक अ स्टैंडर्ड, बिल्ड अ स्टैंडर्ड इन द फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट. उसके लिए कोई एक शब्द आप.
So when I say like we have come a long way from what we were doing then 2020 and now 2022. We are all acquainted, we are all used to with the processes, the guidelines, the things that we need to do.
Yes.
And I still find it that we have not worked out that situation yet because there are fear. There is fear about people. some people say it is gone, some people say it is not gone, it is still there, and people have that kind of a restriction themselves that they will not come out of it. They will still remain the way they are. But yeah, definitely our safety, our hygiene, our these kind of environmental sustainability, you can say, like we have to take care of these all things ourselves. We have to be responsible as a professional, as a person, in a personal levels also. And the thing is that the question that you asked me, from the management or from the staff or from the fraternity, the things that we come out from, we need to have a lesson learned out of that, and then that could be a base for all of us to perform better and perform in a nicer way in the coming future. That is what I feel should be always a takeaway from anything that we learn.
वेरी नाइस अजीता जी, आपसे और भी हम चर्चा करेंगे, बट समय का थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर रिस्ट्रिक्शन है, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है विल कम बैक ऑन लॉट ऑफ अदर टॉपिक्स, लॉट ऑफ वेरी नीश टॉपिक्स दैट वी गोना टॉक अबाउट इन नेक्स्ट एपिसोड. तो फॉर ऑडियंस प्लीज स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड लेट्स लिसन टू द लीडर्स. ऑलराइट, सो थैंक यू सो मच अजीता जी, आपका बेहद शुक्रिया, एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम.
थैंक यू सो मच Diksha for having me.
थैंक यू.
See you. Bye.
जय हिंद. बाय बाय.